50, 45, there goes Davis.
Oh my God!
Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow! Oh my God! Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Oh, welcome in, everyone, to a brand new edition of the Dream Wager. Today is Thursday, June 5th, 2025, episode 531, and we got a doozy for you. We got a twofer for you. We got Mal back, going for his own triple crown. We got Malcolm Bamford of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network previewing the Belmont Stakes, and we also have Colby Dant, friend of the show as well. We had him on last year for the UFL. Had to get him back on again. Talk about hopefully the survival of the league a little bit and his thoughts and picks for this weekend. We got two games, conference finals, and then we got the championship next week. So we got a twofer for you, but hot one today, kid, huh?
Yeah, it's scorching right now in the studio. I don't even want to tell you the temperature because it's kind of disgusting.
Yeah.
But we're here. We're live. We're here for the people.
Yeah, for the people. We got a great episode. So we'll start. Last night, hey, great call on the over 1.5 in the second period. It hit on both periods. First period, they had 3 goals. It was 2-1 Florida after 1-1. They both scored in the second period. Edmonton tied it up late in the third period, and then they win it in overtime. Oilers do take game 1 4-3. The over cashes as well. Thoughts on game 1?
Surprising. I was kind of surprised how fast offensive they both started. What was it? I think it was 1-1 first 4 or 5 minutes of the game. And then, Florida was able to, take control for about a period. But them damn Oilers, though, I think, third period and overtime, they just showed.
They locked in.
Yeah, they locked in, especially defensively. So give credit to Florida, taking the punch and then coming back swinging with 2 quick ones right away. But Edmonton has showed that they're one of the best teams in hockey. So I'm glad that we're seeing the best 2 teams in hockey compete, because that game 1 was amazing.
Yeah, it was electric. It was physical as well off the bat. The boys were hitting each other. I liked it. And, I think the refs had to call some of those penalties early on, had to kind of dictate take control of the game a little bit. It was getting out of hand, but yeah, you're right. I thought Florida started the game really well. 2 goals early on, and then Oilers at home, they kind of weathered the storm a little bit. And then when you go on a power play in overtime with Connor McDavid, the best player in the world, and then Leon Draisaitl, arguably a top 3, top 4 player in the world, that's a deadly combo. And on a man advantage, they took advantage, no pun intended, and they scored and they won the game. So it was a good one. I thought that was the best chance Florida had to steal one on the road before going back home. We'll see. We'll talk about game 2 going down tomorrow night in Edmonton. But yeah, really good game 1. We cash our over as well, the game, and your second period over as well. So good call over there. Other things we had. Knicks fire Tom Thibodeau.
Shaking my head, Dill. Shaking my head.
We talked about it with Scott, and we were like, hey, maybe if he wins this Boston series, maybe he, deserves to stay. But I think Leon Rose, Dolan, the whole front office, I think from everything I'm reading, I think the way they're looking at it is your job wasn't safe unless you delivered us a championship. And that just wasn't the case. It doesn't matter who they beat. I know he made the playoffs 4 of the last 5 years. Knicks consecutive 50-plus wins for the first time since 1990. He got us over the hump. Tom Thibodeau, say what you want about him. He got us over the hump. And this guy, he's not married. He has no kids. He lives and breathes basketball. He's one of the smartest minds, people say, that know the game. So on one end, I feel bad, but then I said, well, they're paying him $30 million to walk away. So I really don't feel that bad. I'm going to give you 3 names. Well, first, thoughts on the hire. I feel a little sad but as a business point, I get it.
Yeah, as a business point, I understand, but I don't understand how you could fire someone after you have the best season in the century. You're firing someone for doing the best jobs anyone has done in the last 25 years.
That's the name of the NBA now, though. Look
Honestly,
at the Phoenix Suns. I know they didn't have great years, but they let their coaches go like flies.
yeah. Frank Vogel,
Yeah.
I understand. But, we saw Tibbs since he became the coach for the Knicks. He's been on a trajectory, was a 40-something win team. Now back-to-back playoff appearance. Well, three out of the last 4 years playoff appearances. Right?
4 out of the last 5.
Four out of the last 5. 3 years in a row into the second round. Now going into your first Eastern Conference Finals this century, Dale. I don't know how a man is improving year by year and getting further and further into the playoffs, and he loses his job over it. Yes, I understand he didn't accomplish the main goal is to win a championship, but I would think your front office is delusional if y'all thought y'all was a championship contender throughout the whole season.
That's what they thought.
So I appreciate the great run for Thibodeau. I think he did an amazing job, and honestly, he honestly set up the Knicks for the future. Because right now, to be real, you have a small championship window with the way the team is constructed right now, and Thibodeau helped you get to where your guys are right now. To me, it's just a shame that after the best season you guys had, y'all let the man go. But it's a business, and I understand it. Is there better options available? Yeah,
we'll see.
Say. But in my opinion, I feel like he didn't deserve to get fired. Long story short.
Yeah, but he's making $30 million right now to sit home, and maybe he sits a year out and says, you know what, maybe I relax, look at my options a little bit. So we'll see. I think Tibbs will be fine. He's a great mind.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Tibbs takes a year off.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I think the Knicks thought they did trading all those draft picks for Cat, going all in for Malik Bridges. They thought they did have the championship team. That's where I would disagree with you. I don't think they had it, but the front office did, and that's all that matters at that point. So I don't think so. I think we're paying Cat $50 million. Malik Bridges is ready. He's going to get a contract extension. I don't think we have the team to win a championship, though. If I'm being honest, I think we have a.
Do you have a window? You're content.
Not with this team. No, I would
so
disagree.
You don't think so
no.
Right now,
I think I thought this was the year. I mentioned it a few weeks ago. The Bucks not living up to the hype. A down year for the 76ers. Jason Tatum getting hurt. Them losing the first 2 games at home. Cleveland with the historic season. Them going. All those things fell in place for the Knicks. And they still couldn't do it. That just proves to me your team wasn't ready.
I could.
It's hard to disagree.
Yeah, it's hard to disagree with it. I agree with you on that. You had a great opportunity this year, but I still think the Knicks, as constructed, are still a top 4 team in the East.
But that's not going to win you a championship. Is that fair to say? Yeah, I agree. I think we're a top 4 team in the East, but that's not going to do us anything.
I'm not saying it. I put you there. It all depends. Situations. Is going to be injuries come, second, third rounds. Are you going to face a fucking 68-win team in the finals like the OKC Thunder? Who knows next year? But I gave you a chance to contend. I gave you at least a solid shot to possibly go back to the second round and the Eastern Conference Finals next year.
I'm going to give you 3 names.
Coaches.
Yeah.
Okay.
Michael Malone. Rick Pitino.
This guy.
Or Jay Wright. Rick Pitino, I know you laughed at it, but that's not crazy. New York guy, he recruits. I know he has an amazing gig at St. John's, but it's his dream to coach at the Garden. New York guy with this team. Now, we'll see if he could coach in the NBA, because coaching in college and the NBA are 2 different things. Reason I bring Jay Wright up, he coached these 3-4 guys from Villanova. He could get the most out of it. I know he has a great gig at CBS as an analyst, and he retired from Villanova, but this guy's a winner. this guy knows how to he knows Jalen Brunson. He knows Josh Hart. He knows Mikal Bridges. He knows these guys. I think he could get the most out of it. And Michael Malone. I'm kind of away from the Michael Malone thing because he kind of feels like another Tom Thibodeau, if I'm being honest.
Realistically, I think it has to come. Not has to, but I think right now you're two, let's just say front runners. It's got to be Mike Malone, and I'm going to say Jay Wright. You know, you got the whole Villanova background. You coached the former players, became champions. That's a nice story. Not for nothing. Maybe he could coach them into become champions in the NBA. That'll be a great story, Dill, an all-time story.
History.
Yeah, history. But realistically, I think it's gonna be like a Michael Malone, or like, I know you might not like it, Dill, but prepare yourself. Wouldn't be surprised if a guy like Frankie V gets an interview for the New York Knicks job. Frankie V been there, done that. Championship coach, defensive-minded guy. That's what you need. What y'all lack this year, Dill? Defense. Even though Thibodeau is a defensive guy, Dill, your defense is what lacked. Your defense is what blew a 14-point lead with 3 minutes left. You know?
Yeah,
so
that's fair. I agree.
I wouldn't be surprised if you guys go after like a Frankie V. Or even I don't love the guy, but I think Budenholzer is respectable. No. So if I had to pick, it'll be either Michael Malone. I'll give Jay Wright a shot.
That's if he wants to come out of retirement.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Michael Malone, Frankie V.
We'll see. Interesting
You're
times.
Need a defensive-minded coach. Yeah, I don't need an offense. Offense is fine. Yeah, I need a defensive-minded coach. Michael Malone is there, and Frankie V is there.
We'll see. We'll see what they do. But interesting times.
Another guy that might be available. Well, he's available. Might be an option. Monty Williams. Don't love it. I'm just saying, don't be surprised.
We'll see. We'll see what we do. Let's go to the NFL. Some news out of OTAs. CJ Stroud continues to not throw. He has shoulder soreness. Head coach D'Amico Ryan says, quote, "There's no concerns with CJ. It's general soreness. We are taking every precaution with him. He'll be good to go. Don't know when. No concerns on my end." I'm concerned that he used concern twice in the sentence. I mean, your job is to throw. I mean, it's a little concerning, right?
If it was August, the 5th? If it was August 5th, not June 5th, I'd be worried a little.
So you're not concerned?
Not at all.
No.
Not. Why would I be?
Because a quarterback needs to throw.
You're telling me a quarterback needs to throw in June?
Yeah, you're about 2 months away from preseason, and he has new receivers. He didn't have the best year. Is he coming off a great year?
No, but he's still a pretty damn good quarterback. I don't think he needs to throw.
You know who is throwing in OTAs?
Who?
2 guys, Justin Fields and Bryce Young. Bryce Young looked good from week 8 on, closing the season.
Guys who didn't play in the playoffs last year. Yeah, good.
Yeah, that's fine.
2 guys who didn't win a division title. Yes,
that's fine. One guy was undefeated.
CJ Stroud
was he undefeated?
Did he play?
Justin Fields, was he undefeated? Yes or no?
All right, yes. Was he the starting quarterback for his team?
Yes, Justin Fields. Yes.
From week 1 to week 17?
No, he was not.
Oh, okay.
Politics.
Was CJ Stroud the quarterback?
Yeah,
okay.
But he didn't have a good year.
Did he win the division?
An awful division. What are you? Come on. Let's call a spade a spade. It's a bad division. That might be the worst division in football.
A spade is spade. Justin Fields was a backup.
No, he wasn't. He was a starter. He started the season. And he got pulled because of some bullshit.
Did he start more games or did he bench more games last year?
Bench.
Okay.
But he's a starter and got $40 million.
You can move on.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm worried about CJ Stroud, though, not being able to throw. We'll go to a division that probably 3 of top 5, top 6 quarterbacks in the AFC North. Ravens, they extended Rashad Bateman.
Yeah,
Gave him
okay.
Gave him a little more than I thought.
How much?
3 years, 36.75, $20 million guaranteed.
$12 million. Sounds about right, though. Let's be honest. This sounds about right. 2025 for. Is he the number one? He might be the number one. Yeah.
Let me see their depth chart. We'll see.
No,
Zay Flowers.
Oh, Zay Flowers. Okay. For $12 million a year, your number two option, I think that's a solid price still, to be real.
Are we counting tight ends or no?
No. Wide receiver. He's the number one. He's the number two wide receiver on the team.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. To me, that's solid.
12. Yeah, he's getting 12.25, $20 million guaranteed.
Yeah, that's great. Think about it.
Is he worth it though?
I'll put it in this perspective.
Yeah.
Didn't they give Odell Beckham $15 million last year?
I don't know how much.
Or the year prior. The year prior. $15 million still. No, it was 15. Search it up.
Yeah, I'm going to right now. They gave him 1 year, $18 million, but it was $13 million guaranteed.
They gave him $13 million guaranteed for 1 year.
Yeah.
You got him for 3 years, $20 million guaranteed.
But that Odell's better than him.
You know how many balls Odell caught that year? I think less than 14. He's gonna have. Come on, Dale. Is a great deal. I think
the point you're making, yeah, it's good for your second wide receiver too. I agree. Yeah. I think that is.
Is he slightly overpaid? Possibly. I'm not gonna disagree on it. I'm not gonna argue or debate you on it. But all I'm saying is, for a number two wide receiver, I guarantee he's not even top 10 paid for number two slot in the league.
Yeah, I guess I just don't think he's that good. No disrespect to Rashad Bateman. I just don't think he's that good.
Yeah, he's solid. He's not great.
He's not even – I know technically he's your wide receiver too, but let's be honest. He's probably not even the third option on the team. Is that fair to say?
You could make the case he's the fourth option.
Yeah. So, I mean, good for him. Mm-hmm. Great for him getting $20 million guaranteed.
Yeah, I think it's a fair deal for both sides.
Yeah, I guess. In today's age, like you said, oh my God, breaking news from Adam Schefter. We have, talk about CJ Stroud, Colts quarterback Anthony Richard, sidelined with shoulder injury, not throwing in OTAs. This is a problem in OTAs.
Daniel Jones starting quarter.
You should put that in. No, put that in now.
I try to tell y'all.
No, put it in now. Like, I hope you put in money because Daniel Jones is going to start. I know they invested all this money in AR-15, but this man can't even stay healthy.
Yeah, it's going to be Daniel Jones' job to lose. It's honestly,
I'm happy for Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I'm on record saying Anthony Richardson is going to start the season just because they're so invested in him, and I'm going to stick to that. But by week 4 or 5, this will be Daniel Jones' team.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucked up. And back to CJ real quick. The shoulder soreness could be just a term that they're using to cover up an injury. So if he is injured on June 5th, that could linger into preseason. So I think the worry, yes, we shouldn't obviously be worried, but there is a little concern.
I'm not concerned at all.
All right, we'll see.
Like I said, if it was August 5th and he's not throwing, okay.
Yeah.
Got me.
Yeah.
2 months still for his shoulder. I think he'll be fine.
All right. We will see. Before we get to our Belmont Stakes picks, a quick word from our sponsor, Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market. Hands down, is no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV. Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks. So just a kick, just like how we like our lives, whether it's Huckleberry playing around a golf with the boys or an elderberry watching the Belmont Stakes, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. And now, here is our interview with Malcolm Bamford. All right, great interview with Mal. Going for his own Triple Crown himself, giving out some winners. Kid, I kind of like the bets, if I'm going to be honest. This weekend at at Saratoga. We got the Belmont Stakes because Belmont is doing some renovations still. Second year in a row, they're actually doing reservations. So he did pick Baeza the number 6 horse. That is at 4-1 right now. You could get that. And he also gave out
he kind of changed the lines. Yesterday was at plus 350.
Oh, I have 4-1 at the book I'm looking at right now. You see plus 350.
No, yesterday was plus 350.
Okay. Do you have a book in front of you? I'm not gonna name books.
Malcolm, I'm taking Malcolm's word for it. He told us on the interview it was at plus 350. Yeah. I'm gonna take his word for it.
Yeah, obviously interview is pre-recorded, so lines are subject to change. I think he also gave us an exacta or a box.
He gave us the number 6. Yeah. And then he gave us sovereignty and journalism as the 1, 2, and 3.
So 6, 2, and 7 or 6, 7, 2?
6, 2, and 7. You could do vice versa, if you think journalism could finish second, but I got it written down right here. He told us 6, 2, and 7.
Yeah. So that's good. I'm gonna tell him because if we want to get rich, last 2 Sundays at Preakness and the Kentucky Derby, he hit the nail on the head. So he has a really good eye for it. He is our professional handicapper for horse racing. So love it.
He been on the pony since he was 11 years old. Guy's a legend. He knows what he's doing.
I mean, who does that shit? That's fucking amazing. And he breaks the whole family too, which I fucking love. So get your stuff ready. We're gonna go out to the race and just enjoy. But yeah, that is this weekend. And I'm gonna be tailing them. And if you guys are smart, you would be tailing Malcolm as well. So thanks again for Malcolm for coming on. Okay, let's get to game 1 of the NBA Finals. It is finally here. Also, narrative. I know I was kind of salty and saying, you know what, who's gonna watch it? 2 Midwest teams, ratings down. I don't give a fuck. It's still the NBA Finals. I'm gonna watch it. And to be honest, I don't care. I don't watch sports. I don't watch sports
for superstars
and care if the ratings are bad. I'm not watching it for ratings. I'm watching it because I fucking enjoy sports. So yeah, I don't care if the ratings are bad. You and I bet you millions of others are going to watch this. So I don't want to hear, oh, ratings are bad. No, it actually could show you that small market teams could make it. So I'm interested. I can't wait for it tonight. 8:30 here on the East Coast. The Oklahoma City Thunder are hosting the Indiana Pacers. OKC laying 9.5 here at home. Big favorites, minus 455 on the money line, plus 354 for the Pacers. High total, 230. Kid, before we get to props, side total, how we feeling?
I'll touch the total first still. I think game 1, I don't expect a ton of defense. I expect some nervousness, some nerves, but wouldn't be surprised if these guys are up and running because these are 2 of the fast-paced teams in the league. Wouldn't be surprised if they're game 1, they're up and going deal. So I kind of lean the over. Don't get me wrong, for game 1 finals, 230.5 is a huge number. Might be one of the highest game 1's totals of all time. I honestly gotta dive in and check on that. But I kind of lean the over. Not taking it official. Now let's get to my official plays, people.
If they're props, hold off on them.
No, side.
Okay.
9.5 points for a game 1. I think it's a little too much. I think Indiana has showed you they're a very great road team. That the road crowd, I understand OKC, it gets loud in there. You hear the pop, especially after big threes. But they don't discourage this Pacers team. We saw them time and time again, countless times in this playoff run, on the road, down double digits with a minute left, couple minutes left. They come down. So I don't think any lead, especially against this Pacers team, is safe. They were relentless. Rick Carlisle is a great coach. Halliburton is not shy of the moment. Pascal Siakam been there and done that. I think 9.5 points for this game 1 is just too much still. I understand OKC been dominant all year. Oh, fun fact, though. Do you know OKC has 53 games this year by winning by double digits? 53. That would still make them the number 1 seed. Let's just turn all their 1 single digit wins to losses, they'll still be the number 1 seed. That's how great this Oklahoma City team is. But I think for game 1, for a very young team that never been here, wouldn't be surprised if it's closer than anybody thinks. Give me the plus 9.5 with the Indiana Pacers deal. And like I said on the last pod, I think they're live for game 1. Give me Pacers to win game 1, OKC to win the finals, plus 500.
Yeah, I couldn't disagree more. I think you got to take OKC minus 9.5. Don't overthink this. Thunder 62-36 ATS on the year. They're 36-15 ATS at home. 22-5 ATS in the East versus the Eastern Conference. Game 1 versus Memphis, they were 13.5-point favorites. They won by 50. Game 1, they lost, but they were up 11 with 4 minutes, and Jokic scored 11 points in 4 minutes. Aaron Gordon went crazy as well. Indiana doesn't have that. Game 1 versus the who could compare to Jokic?
Not saying compared to Jokic, but they could score that many points in that amount of time frame.
Not like Jokic.
I'm not saying like Jokic,
but I am. They can't. Someone can't score 11 points with that defense that OKC has. And I could make the argument OKC has actually shot the ball they've underperformed and not shot the ball well in the playoffs, and they're still blowing teams out. Imagine if they're actually on par and shooting. They might blow this team the fuck out. Game 1 against Minnesota, they were 7.5-point favorites. They wound up winning by over 25 points. OKC 7-2 ATS at home in the playoffs, and they're 4-0 ATS when the spread is less than 10. So I love the over, though. I agree. I think both teams are very fast-paced. I think OKC, very underrated. If Indiana wants to play fast-paced, OKC could play just as fast. Mm-hmm. So I just think that this game, Indiana could score 110, and I still think they could lose by 15, 20 points. So I love the over. I just don't think Indy could win a game in OKC. They might cover one game, but the only game they lost that
one road game all playoff run.
Yeah, but OKC is different. OKC is different.
I'm not denying it, though. I just told you they won 53 games by double digits. That's all-time great.
The only game they lost, I think, was game 1, and I think it was a pure flake against Denver. And
they were down 3-2 against Denver.
I said game 1, the only game they lost at home.
Yeah, so, and you said it was a flake. They were down.
Yeah, they were up 11 with 4 minutes. I don't think Indiana could do that against this team. Doing that against the Knicks and against the Thunder are two major, completely different things. So, yeah, I don't know. Since 2004, another stat: Dogs of +5 in game 1, 0-12 straight up, and 1-11 ATS. They're a 9.5-point dog for a reason. These two teams just aren't close at all. So agree on the over. I think OKC blows them out. I'll lay the 9.5. Let's go to player props. What are we feeling for player props?
For game 1, for a guy to his over under to be at 33.5, to me, is just outrageous. Shea Alexander you can make the case he's the best player in the league right now. I won't go that far, but he is the MVP. Got to give him credit. But to go out in your first NBA Finals game and drop 34+ points still, I'm going to have to see it to believe it. Give me the under 33.5 at -120. Shea's great, people. I'm not denying it. Wouldn't be surprised he gives you 31, 32. But to give you 34 points in the first ever Finals game, Dill, to me, that's a tough task. Wouldn't be surprised he flirts around it. But to get over this number, I think it's going to be hard to do. Give me the under 33.5.
Yeah, I got a few player props that I like. I love Alex Caruso. That's why also I'm rooting for OKC. I hope he gets another ring. Alex Caruso over 14.5 points and rebounds. He's just been amazing off the bench, especially in his combo stats, like points, rebounds, and assists. 14.5. If he's playing over 22 minutes, 20 minutes, which he should because of how good defensively he is, he should get this. And also quietly, he's pretty good offensively as well.
Yeah,
so
those corner threes.
Caruso, he's cleared the 14.5 points, rebounds, and assists mark in 4 of the last 6 games, and it's trending upwards. He's missed a lot of open shots as well. One of those shots go in. He's clearing this in 5 of 6. So I do like Alex Caruso over 14.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I was looking at Cason Wallace over his points, rebounds, and assists. That was at 12.5. Indy has allowed the 3rd most bench points per game this postseason, around 39.5. So I was kind of looking at that, which is why I like Alex Caruso as well. Also, I think a sneaky play, speaking of bench players, Benedict Martin, over 7.5 points. I mean, at minus 106, I think that's a little upsized. No one in the series, I think, off the bench outside of Caruso could come close to Benedict. You know, he's their 6th man. He's explosive, and he's proven it through the playoffs. He's gone over the 7.5 point line in 9 of his 15 games, but most importantly, he's 9 of 12 towards the over when he gets double-digit minutes. If he gets 10, 15, 20 minutes in this game, which I think he should, he's going to go over 7.5 points. So he had 20 points in just 12 minutes in game 4 versus the Knicks. He had 23 points in 25 minutes of game 5. 7.5 points, I think, is a little disrespectful. And you want a sneaky play I like? Ben Shepherd, 1-3, minus 118. Ben Shepherd, he's hit at least 1 3-pointer in game 1 standouts. So I know OKC, elite defense, but Thunder have shown some leakage on the perimeter as well. So I think that's a sneaky play. He's going to get in the game and maybe 7 to 15 minutes per game. He'll get a shot or 2 off. I think he could bang one, especially wide open. So Ben Shepherd over a half of 3 at minus 118. Anything else you got, kid? I'm surprised you're going so low volume here, game 1.
You know, just game 1, one of winners.
I don't think you're confident.
I
don't feel that right now. Knowing you for as long as I do, I don't think you're confident.
I just took SGA under 30.
I know. I was surprised.
Yeah. I also like Mathurin over 7.5 points. I think he's shown, you know, especially coming off the bench, he's able to knock down some threes. He's able to drive the ball. He's able to knock down free throws still. You know what? Give me Mathurin.
I love it.
7.5 points still. Yeah. I think this number is too low. The fact that OG Toppin's at 8.5 and Mathurin's at 7.5, that says a lot. Yeah,
I was looking at OB's his rebounds and assists. It was that the combo was at like 10.5, and I think he could get a few rebounds and assists himself. So you know what?
He passes the ball more. He doesn't really look for his shot unless he's wide open,
which he shouldn't. She's not a shooter. No, I'm dead. Unless he's like wide open.
But at the end of that, he should be a little more aggressive in putting his head down.
That I agree with. He should put his head down and get to the rim because he's extremely strong, but not shoot. He ain't like that.
He ain't like that, but he does occasionally get hot. He'll hit 2 or 3.
Yeah, wide open 3. Yeah. But I think this series, we talked about besides your SGA play, we talked about a bunch of role players. I think this series, we're going to see a lot of these role players get in the game.
Another player is, and Dylan, you should take this if you honestly believe it's going to be a blowout. Isaiah Joe over 3.5 points. If it's a blowout, he's going to play at least 15 to 20
that's a good
minutes.
call. I didn't even look at that. I was looking more at like Cason Wallace or like guys are going to get some minutes. But
Isaiah Joe's at 3.5 points.
Yeah, he hits 1 3. He's right there. You know what I mean?
If OKC's blowing them out, he's going to play them.
Yeah, he's going to get 15, 20 minutes in this game. Yeah. That's a good call. I didn't even look at that.
But I don't think that's going to happen, so I wouldn't bet it.
For me, though. For me.
For you, yeah.
All right. Where do we go? Let's go to the MLB. Short slate. I know we have some day baseball right now. What a comeback.
As we should.
Yeah, always.
Wow,
should. Arizona came back. It was like 7-3 when I got home. Braves were winning. Bottom of the 11th, the Diamondbacks came back 11-10. Holy shit.
Shut up the Diamondbacks. Shut up.
They stink though. Like their pitching is garbage.
It's not fuck Atlanta because
but it's fuck Atlanta.
We're not Atlanta fans. You know, I got nothing against them. I'm not gonna root against. You know, Chris Sale. You know, legend, former Red Sox legend, got a ring with us. Not mad at him, but the way he pitched last year in Atlanta and compared to his last year in Boston, It's a little disrespectful. That's why I say it's not.
Even he hasn't even had the best season.
No, but Dale, last year.
Oh, he was Cy Young.
He was a Cy Young candidate, and last year with us, he looked like he was on his way out.
That's what happens when you play in Boston. Let's actually, speaking of Boston real quick before we get into plays, I saw like you see those hypothetical trades on like lines sometimes. Mm-hmm. They were like Jalen Duran or Jared Duran from the because the Mets need an outfielder, and they're like, would the Mets give up Vientos and their top 2 prospects to the Red Sox for Jared Duran? And I was like, and I was, when you see something, you like look at the comments and you're like, what are people saying? The comments got it. They were like, fuck that. All the Boston fans like, I ain't doing that. And then I hear Mets fans, oh, I'm doing that.
Yeah, I'll do it. At the end of the day, right now, you got to consider the season. The way
you guys aren't playing for anything.
Exactly. You got to be real. Yeah. Got to be real.
And that's no disrespect. I actually respect the Red Sox. I have no beef with the Red Sox. Mm-hmm. So, but let's call a spade a spade. They're really not playing for anything this year. And Mets are. So get a guy like Duran, who he killed it in the All-Star game.
Yeah. You can make a case he's having a better year than Juan. You could make that case.
You can. I'm not going to make that case. Speaking of Juan Soto, I am going to take the Mets here, though, today. Dave Peterson, we blew out those fucking Dodgers last night. Pete Alonso, Big Meat Pete. Fucking 2 home runs last night.
Early game today too. Game starts in less than an hour.
Yeah, 4:10. So get your plays in. Plus 116. Mets are a better team. David Peterson is fantastic. He's a top 5 pitcher in the league, ERA wise. But
okay.
No, he's having a top 5 season.
No. But
he is. That's not me saying it. That's the numbers.
I'm glad you said ERA. That's all I'm saying.
I mean that the numbers don't lie. Men lie, women lie. Numbers don't lie.
But they can be manipulated.
I never said that. Yeah. Landon Knack, though, he's terrible. So I think the Mets could really get to him. Francisco Lindor did break his pinky toe, so they are without Francisco Lindor, which...
How long is that injury?
He's day-to-day, but...
he's day-to-day?
Yeah, he's day-to-day. He said he won't go on the IL, which is good.
Yeah, I'm going to say like 3 weeks, 2 weeks.
Yeah, he'll be
the IL is 15 days.
Yeah, and which is good because we do have the Rockies coming up. So
honestly, take a month off, bro. Come back.
Chill. We don't need a month off.
Let him come back after the All-Star break.
He needs to go to the All-Star game.
No, he don't.
Yeah. We need all the Mets. All of them representing. We need all of it.
See, you don't got your eyes on the prize still. When you get your eyes on the
prize,
that's
loser talk, right?
Yeah,
that's loser talk.
You want them to play.
No, you're right.
You want them to play on their day off. That's what you want.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah, that's loser talk. All right. Speaking of, let's go to another New York team, Yankees and the Guardians. Max Fried, I think he's going to have a bounce back game here. I do like the Yankees minus 1.5. I also think the under 8.5. I think the total is too low. I think he's really going to hone in at home against a Guardian team that kind of struggles on the road, and they're only averaging 3 runs per game on the road this season. So under 8.5, I like that in the Yankee game, and then under 9 between the Rangers and the Rays. 2 terrible offenses. Rays kind of picked it up though offensively a little bit. I do like Pepiot and Jack Leiter. He's shown glimpses of how good he can be. We'll see, but I just can't back the Rangers on the road. They're terrible on the road. 9-20 straight up on the road. Just terrible for a team that has a lot of potential. They can't play on the road to save their life. So under 9, I think the total's a little high in Tampa Bay. So those are my 3 plays for today. E, what do you got?
Yeah, I only got 2 plays today. One game is about to tip off in about 20 minutes. Baltimore Orioles taking on the Seattle Mariners. Eflin on the mound versus our boy, Brandon Wu. I'm letting you know right now, people, I'm laying the chalk. Give me the Mariners. Minus 153 on the money line. Brandon Wu's been dealing for about 2 seasons now, people. Give me them against the Orioles. It could have been more chalk. I probably would have still laid it. Give me the minus 153. And then another one. Not as confident with the chalk here, people, but I'm going to lay it anyway. Valdez on the mound for the Houston Astros, taking out Keller for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pirates has been a disaster this year, people. Let's just be real. Houston, playing a little better now, You know I trust Valdez, still. Give me Houston on the money line, minus 149. Like I said, people, I'm laying chalk. If you like both of them that much, parlay it at plus 172, people. So Mariners money line minus 153, Houston money line minus 149. Slap them on each or parlay it at plus 172.
Kind of feel bad for Mitch Keller, if I'm being honest. He's not having the best year, but Pittsburgh stinks. They're so bad.
They took a step back. When we thought Pittsburgh was going to, you know what, Pittsburgh might be a good No,
they're terrible. And when does Paul Skeens say, you know what, I'm out? Soon. He has to, bro.
3-4 years.
He has to force some way out because Pittsburgh doesn't buy anyone. They don't pay money for anyone.
You're right about that. You're right about that. All I'm going to say is, look at Kershaw with the Dodgers. He was patient. He got rewarded. Now you can make the case he's on the most loaded team ever.
Yeah, but that's the Dodgers. History has shown us the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Let's not forget, 10 years ago, Dodgers were
you know what it reminds me of, though? Jacob deGrom. Top 5 pitcher, maybe even top 3 pitcher, and they just don't get him any run support. Yeah. At a certain point,
especially 3 years ago with your Mets, that was
was terrible. His
ERA
bro.
was like 1.73,
and they couldn't get him a run.
500 record.
I felt so bad for him, and then the moment he left, he won a ring. Mm-hmm. So I was happy.
And he didn't even play.
No, he was hurt. He was hurt. I'm not laughing that he was hurt. I'm just saying, like, it's crazy.
Yeah, he didn't even try, and he won the championship.
And he won. Yeah. Fucking crazy. All right. Where do we go now? Let's go to the NHL. Game 2 tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Back in Edmonton. So far from Edmonton all the way in Western Canada to come all the way to Florida. That's a hell of a travel.
Least a 10-hour flight. At least. Maybe 9.
I'm gonna look that up. How long?
If here to Cali,
flight from Edmonton to Florida, I'll just put.
I'm gonna say 11 hours.
You said 11 hours.
Wait. Is it 11?
No. What? Oh no, it's not. It's not that bad. I thought it was worse, but
7.
Yeah, 7 hours and 25 minutes.
Not bad. Not bad.
Guess how much a round trip is?
Money?
Yeah.
What? Oh.
Money?
Coach? Not first class. Coach.
Yeah. Come on now.
Round trip, I'm going to say 1,400.
Nah, 625. Not bad.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not bad
That's not bad. Yeah, I thought it would be more.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. All right, kid. Game 2 tomorrow night, 8 p.m. in Edmonton. The Oilers are short favorites again, minus 123 on the money line. Total is still at 6.5. Plus 109 actually towards the over here for game 2. Under minus 125. Can Florida steal one here on the road?
Give me the Panthers plus 115 on the money line, and money's coming in my way. As of right now, is at plus 110. Don't get me wrong, Edmonton, they're like that. But throughout this playoff run, we haven't seen the Panthers lose 2 straight. Panthers has been the most dominant team so far throughout this playoff run, Bill. I can't see this team losing 2 straight. Give me the Panthers to pull one off on the road plus 115.
Yeah, I'll give you credit. You know, you're living and dying with the Panthers.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that, but I like the Panthers, but I don't like them here on the road. I just think Edmonton, tough place to play, and I think we saw Florida give them their best shot, and they still winded up losing that game in a heartbreak. But I think Panthers, they're aggressive. They have a balanced attack. They have 19 players with a goal and 21 players who have recorded a point. All 7 Florida defensemen have scored a goal this postseason. So they have a balanced attack. Sam Bennett, he leads the playoffs. I think he scored 2 more game 1. I think he has 12 goals. So he's good. I like Bobrovsky, but I just can't get away from Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl right now. So I'm living and dying with the Oilers here, kid. I think it finally goes home. I like the over again. I think we see a bunch of goals, especially at plus 109. But yeah, minus 123, I don't mind. I'll take Edmonton here as well. Yeah, kid. And Yeah, we'll get to the UFL. Before we got two major playoff games here. But before we do, a really good interview with Colby Dant of the Sports Gambling Podcast. So enjoy that. All right. Great interview with Colby. Kid, I told you, I'm not a conspiracy guy, but I was telling Colby, but it kind of makes you think everything they're doing is for St. Louis to win this championship. I don't think they will, but I do think they'll get to the championship at home against the Stallions, and that goes right into our pick. So again, thanks to Colby for for coming on and giving his insight, breaking down the 2025 regular season, some trends, some highlights to the Stallions, and also his thoughts on the future of the league as well. But let's get to our plays, kid. I will let you lead it off here. First game, both games are on Sunday. First game, 3:00 here on the East Coast. Birmingham Stallions hosting the Michigan Panthers. Stallions laying 1. Total is at 46. We don't know about Bryce Perkins. Will he play? Colby doesn't know. We don't know either. I guess it'll be a game time decision, but
shocker
with this fucking injury report. But I agree, man. I think the coaching wise, I think we got to take the Stallions here. I thought they would be at least a 2-point favorite, 2.5-point favorite here at home. I think I trust the offense a little more for the Stallions. I think their defense is a little better. If they could run the ball, because that's been a problem all year, if they could run the ball here, I think they win this game comfortably. I don't want to touch the total. I think it's spot on, but I would. But I think Colby makes a great point. If Perkins does end up playing, I think you need to take the over because I think both offenses will be able to score the ball, but we don't know. So right now I'm just going to attack the side, and I'll lay the 1. I see 1.5s out there. Shop around, but I'll lay the -1 at even money as well. So that's my play for game 1, kid. What do you got?
Yeah, with Nolan at the head coach, he's going to make some in-game adjustments. Michigan just lost last week to the Houston Roughnecks. And you know how much respect we on this show we have for the Roughnecks people. Give me the Birmingham Stallions. -115 on the money line. If you want to lay the 1, by all means. Michigan has shown they're a pretty good team. I just don't trust them. You can't trust them. After losing, I'm not going to say a must-win game last week, but a very winnable game, and you lose to the Roughnecks, I think the Stallions has proven enough. Even though this year has been a down year.
Yeah.
They're the much more consistent team, and in my eyes, the better team. Give me the Birmingham Stallions -115 on the money line.
All right, and then game 2, 6:00 here on the East Coast Sunday night. We got St. Louis Battlehawks at home -2, -105 on the money line, -145, +125 for the DC Defenders. Total again is at 46.5. I'll let you lead off with this one. What do you got?
Give me Seattle. I'm going to lay the chalk. If you want to lay the 2.5.
St. Louis.
Well, yeah, I would say Seattle. St. Louis. Give me St. Louis on the money line. I'm going to just take the money line -145. Don't get me wrong. Are they being slightly favored? Are they getting some easy, let's say, passes by having all these home games? Yeah, no doubt about it. But should they win this game? Absolutely. Are they a little better than the DC Defenders, in my opinion? Absolutely. Give me St. Louis on the money line -145. You want to lay the 2.5? By all means, I'm going to play it safe. Give me the money line -145. Also lean the under on this one as well.
Yeah, I would lean the under. I think if you want to take a total under, I think it's this one.
The total was 13-8. I expect more points than that, people.
Yeah.
But not much more.
Yeah, 46.5 seems like a lot of points here for a playoff game. So I would agree on the under, if anything, for this one. But I agree. I'll lay the 2 at -105 here with St. Louis. I just think you can't trust DC in that defense. I like Tamu. I think he's an amazing quarterback. And I agree with Colby. There are some guys on that team that just pop off. If you watch football like we do, like that ball is life. We don't do it because we like it. We do it because this is our job and we love it. There are certain guys that should be not starters. We're not saying starters, but there should be guys that are second, third string guys that are serviceable in the NFL. So I think Tamu is one of them. He leads the league in passing touchdowns. So Got to worry for him. But outside of that, I do think St. Louis is the better team. I just don't trust the DC's defense to hold St. Louis. So think it's going to be St. Louis versus the Stallions. Let me get your prediction. If it is the way we see it, St. Louis taking on this in Birmingham, what do you think the line is next week for the championship?
I wouldn't be surprised if the Stallions are favored. I think St. Louis, it'll be kind of like a pick 'em. I'm going to say St. Louis minus 105 maybe, and maybe you get Birmingham plus, 100 even, plus 105. But I'm going to say St. Louis because they're at home. I think they'll be either -1 or basically a pick 'em.
Yeah, I would agree. I think they're -1, -1.5, just because they're home. They've had the home field advantage. Everything is catering towards them, and they're telling us it's not. I don't know what to believe at this point. So we'll see. Should be a hell of a week. It's a hell of a weekend. We got UFL playoffs. We got game 1 tonight of the NBA Finals. Game 2 is Saturday night. We got game 2 NHL Stanley Cup Finals. Baseball's in full effect. We got the Belmont Stakes 6 o'clock on Saturday in Saratoga, right up here about 2 hours from Elvis and I. We got UFC 316 in Brick City in Newark. 2 title defenses this Saturday and Money in the Bank. Kid, it's a loaded fucking weekend. Do you have enough TVs?
No, absolutely not. Gonna have the iPad going. Gonna have the TV going. Might have the Xbox going. Know?
Multiple. I got 3 TVs. I still need more.
That's the thing. I only got 2.
Yeah.
That's the issue. That's the dilemma I'm in.
And I don't like watching major things on my laptop. I don't like that.
Like the iPad, the iPad is usually for example, the iPad is the red zone, and then my 2 games that I really want to watch are on the TVs.
Yeah.
And
you got YouTube TV. There's a quick 4-box.
Yeah. Come on now, Dale.
Shout out YouTube TV.
Yeah.
I know. You got a quick shout out.
No. Real quick, though. I don't know. It's not breaking news, but it is some news. Adam Schefter reports Aaron Rodgers plans to fly to Pittsburgh this week and participate in the Steelers' mandatory mini camp.
Yeah, I just got it. So we were wrong. It says Steelers to sign Rodgers. More on 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers reportedly flying to Pittsburgh to sign with the Steelers.
Wow.
I guess real quick, your thoughts. We'll talk more on Monday when we get the contract in the news. But are you shocked? I'm not.
I'm not shocked at all. Little surprised that it took this long. I don't know why. Maybe Aaron Rodgers wanted to take an extended leave, and the Steelers were like, you know what? Just don't talk to no other team. We have it in writing, but you come sign it. Come in June.
He went to Egypt last year. He wanted an extra week.
Me personally, I think this is out of all the teams in the NFL right now, I think this is the perfect landing spot for Aaron Rodgers. Think about it. He has if he's serviceable, which we all think he is, I give him a shot. I give him a shot. I understand it's a tough division. You got Mike Tomlin. I understand you can say he's been iffy for the last decade come playoff time. That's understandable now. But they have a solid defense. They have some weapons offensively. If Aaron Rodgers could just rewind the clock just a little bit, Dill, I like this move. I might even love this move. Because let's just be real, Dill. This Pittsburgh Steelers team has made the playoffs these past 2 seasons. One year they made it with Kenny Pickett at the quarterback, and last year they did it with Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. And my question to you is, do you believe Aaron Rodgers will be better than Russell Wilson and Justin Fields?
Russell Wilson, yes, because I believe Jameis will start. Justin Fields, no. Simple. Yeah, simple. But we will be in the building week 1. Steelers at the Jets, week 1. He is coming back to MetLife, and we are going to bring the wood.
It's
he's
gonna
gonna
be
wish he fucking. He's
we
gonna
gotta
wish
have-
he never played.
You know how you usually be like, yo, let's buy the tickets. Like this one, we might have to buy early.
Yeah.
Steelers fans.
Fuck him.
Might sell it out.
Fuck him. Fuck the Steelers. I never liked the Steelers anyway. No, that fan base just thinks they're high and mighty and they walk on
One
water.
thing I can say about the Steelers fan base is they're loyal. They're gonna show up.
No, they show out.
They show up. You think Jacksonville, Indianapolis, doesn't matter. They're gonna show up with their fucking towels.
Yeah, with the tarot. I hate the towels.
I don't hate it. I just hate the fact that they travel everywhere with them.
Them and the Cowboy fans.
Yeah, don't hate the towel, but you can leave it at Pittsburgh. That's all.
Oh, the only thing I could guarantee you right now on the show, I'll be there week 1.
Yeah, I guarantee you I'll be there.
I'll be there week 1.
Yeah.
But kid, thank you so much. Thank you to Colby Dant. Thank you to Malcolm Bamford for coming on the show, giving us some winners. Everyone, have a great weekend. Enjoy the games. Good luck on all your bets. And we will see you guys on Monday. Peace.